Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. My name is Katie for those who have for some reason forgotten, and this is Books R Us. And today I will be doing the Book Lover Survival tag. So this tag is basically what 5 to 8 books would you take with you if you were deserted on a deserted island, basically. So I have a few of the copies here, others I don't have. Either they were library books when I read them or they are elsewhere right now, as in they're at my parents', and I didn't take them with me for some reason, even though I would take them on the deserted island. Anyways, let's get started. So the first one I am going to be taking is this Chronicles of Narnia, all 7 books in one by C.S. Lewis. This was one of my favorite books growing up. I think this is the 50th edition, 50th anniversary. No, that's a different book. Anyways, there's just so much history in here that I feel I could reread them over and over and over again. Like I would think, oh, where was that part again? And I could just say, oh, I have it right here. We could just flip to this page and have it. What page is this? Aslan makes a door in the air. Oh, this is at the end of Prince Caspian, I think. Yeah. Yeah, I need to reread these, but I'm pretty sure that's where that one is. So that's book number 1. Book number 2 is Wicked by Gregory Maguire. If you don't know what Wicked is, it's a musical, if you didn't know. It's basically the story of how the Wicked Witch became the Wicked Witch in Wizard of Oz and kind of the backstory of it. I really liked it. I read it when I was 13 or 14, and it's all about like politics and growing up and going to school and overcoming adversity and all of that good fun stuff. So that's kind of why I would choose it again, because it's a little more complex. I can read it over and over and over again and catch something new each time. The next one I am going to go with is An Ember in the Ashes by Sabaa Tahir. This is the first book in the series. I believe it's an Ember in the Ashes series. But again, it's all about politics. I'm finding that I really like YA fantasy, sci-fi fantasy books mainly, that have to do something with like politics or royalty. I don't know. It feels like those are the books that I can reread over and over and over again. But yeah, this one is definitely on my list because of how it takes different characters from different social structures, social classes, I should say, and makes them maybe not friends, but at least acquaintances. They know of each other and they try to help each other whenever they can, and all that good fun stuff. The next one I am going to be bringing on this deserted island is Cinder by Marissa Meyer. I really like how she brought Cinderella, in this case, to life in a new way as a cyborg. I'm not giving anything away because it's on the cover. And it's been out for a few years, so hopefully you've read it by now, but it is one of my favorite books. I would definitely bring this along to catch some of the stuff that I hadn't caught before, or just to, flip through and say, oh, I really liked this line. What scene was that in? Or whatever else, really. My next one is, of course, Game of Thrones by George R. R. Martin. I actually just started reading them this year. I read this book specifically for Booktubeathon a few months back, and I've been trying to catch up ever since. I don't own any of the other copies, so I've been checking them out from the library, and I'm waiting for book number 4 from the library. But yes, it's very good. Again, with the fantasy politics books. Well, I don't know, but very good, very interesting. Definitely one that takes a few rereadings to get everything. So I think this is another reason why I am going to be taking this book on a deserted island. The next book I have that I will be bringing along to the deserted island is Illuminae, and the first book in the Illuminae Files series by Amy Kaufman. I really liked it. It's a space opera. It's about this girl who had just broken up with her boyfriend that day, and their community is attacked by a company, and kind of what they go through. And it's the reason why I'm choosing it is because it's the first book I've read where it's not told in the regular word format. I mean, in some places it is, but it's told in emails, IMs, radio frequencies, like people talking over the radio, their personal radios, as well as video surveillances and interviews and all of this stuff. And I thought it was really journals. They also put in journals. So it was really interesting to see everything that set up that way, because for a lot of the things like the IMs or the emails or the radios, you get little like timestamps as well as like who's in the conversation. So that was really well set up for me, and I really enjoyed all three books in that series. The seventh book that I want to bring on this deserted island is Nemesis by April Daniels. It's the first book in. Right now, there's only two books in the series. Duology. I don't know if she's going to be writing more, but Nemesis is about the main character like inherits her superpowers from the past superhero. They're like, these powers are not hereditary, but if you touch them, if you touch a superhero when they're dying, their superpowers, that specific superhero's superpowers are then transferred to you. What's interesting about her, though, is that Dreadnought, which is the name of the superhero, has been male up to this point, and she was born male. But once she is in power of these powers, she is then transformed into being female, which is more in line of what she's thinking. She's trans, basically. She's trans, and she didn't want anyone to know about it because her parents are super conservative and whatever else. But as soon as she's inherited these powers, she's what is the word? What are the words that they said? The powers enhance what you most want to be. So like in the past, when they were passing from guy to guy, they wanted to be taller or stronger or whatever. Well, she wanted to change her whole body, so that's what she became out to. So the whole book is her dealing with prejudices about being Dreadnought and being female, as well as being trans, and how some of the superheroes don't always accept her. Anyways, it's really cool. I really like it. So the last book I would bring is Lord of the Rings, the 50th anniversary, one volume edition by J.R. Tolkien, which is by far my favorite series ever. This is like my life. Yeah, it's again with the sci-fi fantasy politics stuff, right? Yeah, like Game of Thrones and An Ember in the Ashes and Narnia to an extent, but Cinder especially. But yeah, if you don't know what this is about, please read the book or see the movies. Honestly, I actually saw the movies first and then read this. And this along with Game of Thrones is one of the only times I would say watch it first and then read it because of how many characters there are. The reason why I like this copy is because let me get to the exact page. In the back, right. That's the last of that. There are appendixes in the back, and it has like different like family trees. This specifically is the family tree for Durin. Durin's line, so if you don't know, that is Thorin, Oakenshield, and Fili and Kili, as well as Balin, Dwellin, Owen Glowin, who is then the father of Gimli, who's in this book. But then it also has like a chronology of the Western lands, which I thought was really interesting, and you know, this is Elvish. Yes, this is one of the Elvish languages that they put in, and then names. And then what I like about fantasy books is the map in the back. I love the maps in the back, especially for like high fantasy stuff like this. I think it's really useful. And then the map I just showed you breaks down into 4 other maps that have more details, so you can kind of follow along. So like this one that I have back here, that's one of the, is this one of the maps? I think that's one of the maps in the book, but I mean, it's very similar. Let me check actually. Well, I mean, it's close. It's on 2 pages. So that map up there covers kind of like these 2 pages, as you can see. But it kind of makes sense why they did that, so they could focus more on Mordor over there. But yeah, that is why I would bring that book along. And that's actually all the books I have available, because the tag is 5 to 8 books. That's 8 books. But yeah, if you have any questions on why I chose these books, please leave the comments in the comments below. If you have any ideas for other tags I should do or other videos I should do, let me know in the comments below. I love to hear from you guys and get more ideas and all of that good fun stuff. But that is all I have for you guys today. See you next week. Bye.